What's up, YouTubers? It's me, Johnny. I hope all my viewers are doing well today. I see there's more news coming out about the COVID test or COVID vaccine. The Hawaii Department of Health issued some kind of news release about the effectiveness of the vaccine. I say that because there's been quite a few people, at least according to them, that get the vaccine, and then after 2 weeks or whatever the amount of time they say you should be good, after that amount of time, you get the first one, you get the second one, you should be good after that. People are still getting COVID. That's very fascinating to me and very interesting because I know a few people, again, not people I read about or heard about, but actually people I know who got the vaccine and then got COVID. Now, did the vaccine help them to make it less bad? I don't know. All this stuff is so new. I don't know. My own story is I've gotten to test to COVID test to see if I even have it. Apparently, according to the test, I didn't have it. But I had a lot of the symptoms of COVID, so I don't know what to make of that. But the tests just say I don't have the antibodies, so there's that. But one of my relatives worked, well, she's retired now, but she worked in the healthcare industry for the drug companies, and according to her, a lot of these tests aren't really accurate. And since they're not accurate, we can't really measure and map COVID, where it is, how it's going. Not only that, since we don't have any really hard data, making life-changing decisions based on tests that aren't accurate wasn't a wise thing to do. But that's not politically correct to say that. The milk has been spilled. It's really awful. I'm now seeing more reports about people are actually becoming aware that there's more land borders being closed, and that's being enforced. And people are becoming more and more aware, like in Europe, that they can't leave, like in the United Kingdom. That's starting next Monday. If you get caught leaving, you face a 5,000 pound fine. If you have a really good reason, according to their rules and laws, you have to fill out some kind of report online. My understanding, take it to the airport. If you don't have that report, you get a $200 fine or 200 pound fine. So what this is amounting to is what I said quite a bit in the past, but how this is going to be made, COVID, I mean, this is a process where we're normalizing. Wealthy people can travel and do what they want. Less wealthy people aren't going to have those options. They're going to be shut down. Their lives are going to be destroyed. If they have a business, their business is going to be destroyed. If they have savings, their savings is going to be spent and destroyed. When I say destroyed, I mean the purchasing power of their savings vis-a-vis the dollar or the euro or whatever currency you're in. But for North Americans, Americans and Canadians, they primarily save in dollars. Anyways, just a shout out to the wine here. I got a liter of wine. It's red wine. It's from Spain. I actually really like it. I was surprised I enjoy it. Now there's a place you can get it for 20Q, which is about $2.50. Let's say $2.60, $2.60. Now the store I get it at kind of ran out, so I went up to Wally World, got it for like $27, which is almost $3-4. So anyways, but you can get decent wine here from all over the world. I'm really impressed with the Spanish wines. There's not a lot of variety, at least. I won't go into that. There is variety, but you have to go to certain specialized stores. But there's affordable wine if you're in the budget category like me. And this company has both red wine and white wine that they sell at the same price. I guess there's 2 kinds or 3 kinds of people. There's beer people, wine people, and then there's people who drink white wine. I don't really drink white wine, so that's not me. But anyways, to me, some of the best, I'll just continue that thought or close that circle. Some of the best wines are from South America, from Argentina and Chile. And Argentina, in my opinion, has the best Malbec. But Argentina does a good version too. And you can get these wines very, very affordably in Guatemala because they don't have a lot of import taxes, or they do have import taxes, but they're some of the lowest in North America, Central America, South America. I mean, just in general, they're some of the lowest taxes. If you just look at Latin America, Guatemala has some of the lowest taxes for importing stuff, for income tax, for corporate tax, for all that stuff. Anyways, I'm done with the rant. Anyways, it's looking like to me there's going to be more lockdowns, and like Luke Rodowski, if I'm saying his name right, pointed out, I think he was talking about Germany. He said where they locked down for 5 days and they extend it and then they extend it. Now, I don't follow Germany, so I don't know. But I do follow the UK, and the UK has been doing the same thing. And this is really, really getting to be ridiculous. They apparently had some Bobby out in the middle of nowhere arrest some dude or chick walking and hiking in the wilderness with no one there. This is really, really, this is just, like, I don't get it. Like, we're quite literally seeing the decline of Western civilization right before our eyes. So all you history buffs out there, if you want to know what it looked like back in the Roman days, I think this is the beginning of the end, and this is what we're going through, at least in regard for the United States. I would say the United Kingdom, their heyday was long, long, long ago, but they're just following in the footsteps of the United States by trashing their currency, destroying their economy, and their taxes are not the highest in Europe, but they're pretty high compared to North America, like the United States and Canada. Anyhow, as far as the vaccine and people getting it and thinking things are getting back to normal, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think as more data comes out about the vaccine, they're going to use that as a reason to keep people locked down. So you're going to have to get your plan B in order. I can't tell you what to do. Everyone's going to be different, but there's going to be three things you're going to have to consider. One, moving your work online or your business to be online so you can live, work, and play anywhere in the world. So like if you're in the United States and you're in like California and you want to be in a freer destination like say Texas or Florida, you could just move, or a small town. Number two, you need to actually consider moving. So like if you're in a free part, let's say you're in North America, like if you're like in a less free part, like say California, Washington State, Oregon, even though I like Washington State, it's a no tax state. But if you live in a big city there, the local taxes kill you. There's no state taxes, but the local taxes will kill you. Anyways, I would really consider moving to a no tax state like Texas, Florida. If you really want to get your taxes down to zero and you want to be in the jurisdictional part of the U.S., head over to Puerto Rico. If you're really, really interested in some way out ideas, go to the Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, and then there's America Samoa. I don't know much about America Samoa, but the Northern Mariana Islands have really tax-friendly taxes towards people from the United States, as does Puerto Rico. And I forgot, in the United States, there's the U.S. Virgin Islands. If you're pretty well off and you run an online business, they have special legislations for online business. But in my opinion, Puerto Rico outdoes, just in general, outdoes them. But if you can get out of the high tax areas and get into these low tax areas, you'll save a lot of money on tax. But also too, in these out of the way places like the Northern Marianas or Guam, you're close to Asia. You can fly to Asia. Well, except for the Northern Marianas, it's expensive to fly anywhere from there. But from Guam, it's not. But you can be in a really safe place. You can be in a really tropical place. And a lot of this mask stuff and quarantine stuff is not really, they're not doing anything. Then the third thing you're going to have to consider, we don't have to consider it, but I would, if you want to have a legacy for your family, you're probably going to have to leave the United States. If you have a meaningful amount of capital, for your young person, you want to build up a business or capital. Or if you're a young person, you just want to live a more carefree, free life where you can just do whatever the hell you want. Go in your backyard, grow whatever you want. Go in your backyard, design whatever you want. tinker and putz around and create stuff, you're going to really need to consider living outside of the U.S. or Canada. I would pick Latin America, but like I've said before, there's many places in Asia. There's many places in South America. And there's even places in Africa that are very, very fascinating, interesting. And in Africa, you have the deep end of the pool and the not so deep end of the pool. So Botswana, it's kind of the kiddie pool. The deep end of the pool would be like, what's that place? Oh, places like Rwanda, but not really Rwanda. It's where there's a lot of mining and stuff. I forget the name, but there's quite a few countries always in chaos. Those countries, that's the deep end of the pool, so that's where the interesting stuff goes on. Anyhow, Namibia, Botswana, they're all safe. They're all also too a little bit expensive. Then towards the north, where the oil is, there's Nigeria. There's Uganda. That's a real interesting place, but again, it can be kind of expensive. Anyways, this is not really a video on Africa or nothing, but if you're entrepreneurially inclined and you're a young person and you want to get a stake and build it up, Africa is a place to be. If you want to just have a mellow life, low-key life, Mexico, Central America, and parts of South America are really mellow, including Brazil. And Brazil's a lot like the United States or California. Brazil's a lot like Canada or the United States, where there's a lot of immigration from all over the world. And they have depending on where you are, they have really good infrastructure. And depending on where you are, it's pretty safe. And if you don't want pretty safe, you want to go into the deep end of the pool, you can go to the northern part of Brazil. And you can go into the interior of the country, into the jungle if you want, or the Amazon. And there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there. But anyways, life is good here in Guatemala and in Mexico. And if you're stuck in North America and you don't like it, I would probably leave. And there's a lot of ways you can do it. And you don't really need a lot. Someone asked me if 10 grand was enough money to get started. I would say Nagelbud would know that. I don't think he had anything close to 10 grand when he went to Mexico. Personally, I think if you have 10 grand, that's enough. If you can't figure things out in a year, but you probably will as your money winds down, but I can easily live on $800 a month, but that's just me. I could actually live on quite a bit less, and I oftentimes do, but if I'm traveling around. But now that it's so inconvenient to travel, I'm not traveling right now. Excuse me. Anyhow, people ask me how much you need, and it just depends. If you already have an online income and you're coming down here and you have $2 or $3 coming in, I actually know quite a few people like that, both men and women, who came to Shayla and lived in a hostel for a while. Now they were barely getting by on $300, but they were enjoying themselves. And this is before COVID, so that's when a lot of the Europeans were down here. So my friend was dating a lot of the Polish girls down here, having a pretty good time. For a guy in his 50s, living in a bunk, having intimacy with the Polish girls, that was kind of interesting. Anyways, he was even more broke than I was when I came down. Anyways, yeah, you can do it. I don't have much to say. Like, if you have a question about it, just leave a comment or something. I'll try to do the best I can to answer you. But you got all kinds of options as far as rents and stuff like that. And the food here is not expensive at all. Anyways, you know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Have a good evening wherever you're at. Thank you.